Hi folks, all doing? Hero of None here with your Mundus Minute for July 5th, 2019. News, Golden Merchant, Luxury Merchant stuff, all in a few minutes. So first up in the news, ESO Live was last Wednesday, and we had a run through of the new Scalebreaker dungeons. PTS for Scalebreaker is actually going to be this Monday, July 8th, and will include multi-crafting, multi-bidding on guild traders, fixes for stuck in combat adjustments, more level setting on skills and getting more consistency with them, and the 2 new dungeons as well, along with their sets, helmets, and the entire run through of them. Also mentioned on the show was the status of performance improvements. It's currently not expected to be implemented in these next patch, which is quarter 3, but it's actually going to be in quarter 4 updates. They've been supposedly working on a lot of new updates to us, and hopefully it's going to fix some of the issues that we have. Drops will be active for ESO streamers this weekend, so all you have to do is link your active account over to your Twitch account and watch ESO streams for at least 10 minutes, and you should have a chance for drops. The Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood event is currently ongoing with double drops and event tickets for doing Dark Sacraments and heists until July 15th. So get in there, get that done, and hopefully you can get your Eben Indrik mount by the end of all this. A new month of Crown Store updates is up on ElderScrollsOnline.com. I will put the link down below in the notes as always. And QuakeCon is later this month, and there will be a PvP dueling tournament. I'll put the link down below to the tweet about it, but it's going to have some standard rules to it. It's going to involve copying over your character or using a pre-made character at the event, but you do have to show up at QuakeCon to be able to participate. All right, next up, Luxury Merchant stuff. So since it is Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild event season, it's a lot of stuff from both of those. So Dark Brotherhood candelabras, the stained glass window, which is actually pretty cool. Even though it's 100k, I would probably grab this if you like anything Dark Brotherhood. Tapestries, large and small. A Daedric chandelier spiked. A Daedric chest. A Daedric drinking bowl. Probably the cheapest item I've seen here. Daedric sconce from Cold Harbor. A Daedric throne of skulls, which honestly, 25k for this? Come on. Everyone knows when the this first came out, it was like 1 gold, and people bought a crap ton of them. You can probably find a lot more cheap on the just on a guild trade or somewhere. Daedric urn sealed. Dark Elf statue. Doors, Sweet Mother. Pretty cool. Regatta statue. Statue base, to go with the statues, of course. Statue of Justice, Order, and Truth. So all items that you get along are related over into Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild. Next up, on the Golden Merchant. For 150k, you can get a Sithis ring, which is out of the Gold Coast area. Health, weapon critical, spell critical, and we use a Blade of Woe, get Major Berserk for 20 seconds, increasing your damage done by 25%. I wish this was good, but unfortunately, just skip it. It's trying to be a damage hit here with 2 health bonuses on top, and then it only gives you the Berserk when you use Blade of Woe, and only for 20 seconds there. You're not going to use this for anything outside of just casual PvE, and honestly, it's better just to break the stuff down. Yeah, just skip on that. Smuggler's Ring, Magicka, magic recovery, spell damage. When you drink a potion, get major expedition for 30 seconds, increasing your movement speed by 30%. Again, another one to skip. I would definitely not go with this one. There's a new set that came out with Elsewhere that actually has run speed when you kill an enemy, which is much better in my opinion. And there are other abilities that simply work better. Expeditious Retreat, Race Against Time out of the Sigil line, PvP lines. There's just more that does better in almost any other capacity. So just skip that. Don't bother with it. Ring of Durok's Bane. health recovery, healing taken, and when you take damage, apply major defile to an enemy for 4 seconds, reducing their healing received and their health recovery by 30%. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds per enemy. So this one I actually do like, but there's enough counters out of this. We really want to use this as probably something like a Templar and something like Biting Jabs, where they're not purifying themselves. But honestly, when is a good Templar not purifying themselves? You're probably better off with Viridian Bash or some of the stuff that's out of the Necro line. But I still have a love for this set here, just because any other class, it can really put a damper on their build, having Major Defile on if they can't purge themselves efficiently. And then Ring of the Warlock, magic recovery, max magica, magic recovery, and when you cast an ability that costs resources while under 25% magicka, restores 11,350 magicka. Can occur once every 45 seconds. I don't think this is going to be a great set to be using inside of CP campaigns, because you have a lot of recovery as it is, and you may not need the magic on this. But on non-CP or battlegrounds, I could see this being very helpful. I would probably say better on a healer support class than a damage class, because damage classes kind of want to go more glass cannon, and shouldn't usually have that much issue with magic recovery if they're doing a good rotation. So healers, I'd probably recommend picking up a set of this. Do you need the gold version of this for 250k though? That's a little rough. I might suggest just going ahead and farming this out rather than... Yeah, probably just farm this out rather than try to buy this one for 250k. Next up, Sentinel of Rakumzaz guys. Healing done, and when you heal an ally, you have a 10% chance to summon a Dwemer Spider that heals for 1,000 health and restores 500 stamina to you and your allies within 5 meters for 1 second every 8 seconds. The effect can occur once every 15 seconds. It's an interesting set. You can get this out of Darkshade 1, and I'd actually recommend going into Darkshade 1 and doing it. If you have the AP to spend on it, maybe you want to get this, but again, you could easily run this dungeon, get this helmet, and not have to pay the full cost on this. Now, the effect, probably not as good as some other abilities, but it's kind of interesting to use in big Zergs, in certain dungeon groups, especially if you have a full stamina group. There are other sets that are a little bit better, but I can't discredit this as not being a good support type set if you have the right group to go with it. Though probably don't go pugging with it. And then Sword Mother, stamina recovery, and when you block an enemy, block an attack from an enemy further than 8 meters from you, spin strands of silk to pull the enemy toward you. That can occur once every 1 second. Interesting set. I think that you could actually use this in PvP or PvE, but I would instead recommend going into, I believe it is Spindle Clutch 1, and getting it from there. I would not bother with getting this for 100k gold or the 300 AP that you'd have to spend on that. Just not very efficient. Anyways, guys, that's Hero of None with the Mundus Minute. I'll see you on Tamriel.